So, so guys, back another video today we're gonna talk about what if they added the Phoenix Force Part 1. If you haven't seen the prologue where I explained the Phoenix Force's powers, because the reason why I did that was I need to do a little research about it, because like I know the Phoenix Force, I know all that, but like her powers like they're kind of like vague. So I just wanted to explain her powers, the Phoenix Force's powers. And now that I've made it as a quirk, I'm gonna say before we start the video, I hope you like, comment, and subscribe to the video, and let's get on with the what if. So Deku, he's born as always, and we're just time skipping it. I'm gonna say that because I think the Phoenix Force is an entity. When I said it, okay, let's recall the whole fact that it was a quirk. I'm gonna say it's gonna be an entity. Alright. He's been quirkless. He's been quirkless till the sludge will attack. So he stays quirkless. He does everything that happens in the anime the same. He does choke him, he does all that. I'm gonna say that because I know I've started at the beginning of the anime, skipped everything. So Deku, he's getting choked. He's suffocating. He's suffocating. Like he's like that. And I'm just saying, I might not save him, but okay, but when Deku goes unconscious, like in the anime, he hears a voice. It's not All Might's voice, obviously. He's gonna hear that after this conversation with Phoenix, and then he's like, "Who are you?" He's like, "I am Phoenix." Like he explains what he does. Like he sees that. Okay, wait, no, actually, no, not now. I'm gonna say when Bakugo gets attacked, that's when all that happens. Like he's in his head. He's thinking so much in his head that the Phoenix Force comes into him, and then he takes control. Like okay, so right on all that. Deku, he does get saved by does the same thing in the anime, but everything goes the same. He's asking Gorgas here can be a hero. He's like, no, you can't. Blah blah blah. All the same stuff. When Bakugo is attacked, everything's the same. He gets in his head and all that stuff, and then he feels something. He feels something. It's a burning sensation. It's burning. He can hear everyone's thoughts. He can hear everyone's thoughts. Like you know, like when the people are talking, they're actually talking. I'm gonna say that they're thinking about it. So Deku can hear it, but he doesn't see anyone else moving their mouths or nothing. So he's like, he's not. It's like reading their minds, except it's hearing what they're thinking. So then Deku's like, oh crap. And then one of them mentioned All Might. That's what he was like. That's when he got really mad. And then Deku, he the same that he runs, but then flames come out of his back. It's like a wing. It's like wings. And then it's like cars. They start floating. Cars start floating. Like he starts floating the cars. He's running. Like he getting badder and badder and badder. Not like by the second, but he still gets better. And then he starts throwing the cars at the sludge field. And then he starts flying, and then like his fist comes in flames. Like I know the Phoenix Force can't do that, but I mean if you look at the pictures, Phoenix Force mostly covers in flames. So I'm gonna say that Deck was able to use the flames too. And so like he starts throwing like the lamppost at the sludge, like right in his eyes, right? And then Deku he jumps, gets ready to throw a fire punch at the sludge. He punches him like you know where like the eyes, there's the teeth. Like he punishes it right where the teeth was. And then when I hand is it covered in flames, he grabs Bakugo and throws him out. And then like he's kind of like guarding, and then throwing Bakugo out. He's like, Bakugo, get out of there. And then he covers his right arm in flames, and then he throws a punch with flames, obviously. He burns the sludge fella. And the sludge fella is all like, and then he loses it a little bit. He just lost the power, like it just vanished. And that's when All Might comes in and he punches. And then that the same as the anime. I would say everything happens in the anime until All Might meets Deku. When after Bakugo talks to Deku. And then All Might comes in. He's like, I'm here, and stuff like that. Deku was all flustered. Not like that kind of flustered, but he's like surprised. How to get away from all the press. And then he's like, so young man, you told me you didn't have a court. Yeah, I did, but and then he's like, but what was all that? That was happening when you were fucking sludge for me. It's like, I don't know, it just felt like it just entered, and then it took over, like my instincts took over, and then it just happened out of nowhere. And then he was like, so you must be a late bloomer then. That means you didn't have a quirk, but now you do. Promise say that. And then night, Deku, when he goes to sleep, he dreams about the Phoenix Force, the stuff that he did in the day. And then the Phoenix Force talks to him. But now we're talking with All Might and Deku. Alright, so wait later on. And All Might. So it says Deku's the same Deku that's in the anime. So Deku's always gonna accept all one for all. He's always gonna accept it, like no questions asked. Because he doesn't know what the Phoenix Force can do. Or he doesn't even know what that was. So he's gonna be the same as the anime. He accepts one for all. And then like he's like, you could be a hero, like if you told me, like if you knew about this book earlier, you probably would still been a hero. But now more than ever, you could be a hero. And then like they start training the next day, but let's back up to when Deku's about to go to bed and all that. He goes to bed. He sleeps. He dreams about what he did today. What All Might said to him. And then the picture kind of burns a little bit. And then Phoenix talks to him. And he is like, so you must be this good Doria, the one that I have possessed, right? And Deku is like all shocked and surprised. He's like, who are you? You know the thing that you did today against that villain, you would call it. And he's like, yeah, those were my abilities. You are now being possessed by the Phoenix Force. And he's like, Phoenix Force. And then he's all confused. He's like, so what can you do? And Deku, like, the Phoenix Force, or it explains to Deku what she can do. Hold up real quick, see if I can find it. He explains to Deku what the Phoenix Force can do, and according to here, if I can find it. Okay, so according to here, Deku, he tells Deku that he can control flames, telepathy, and psychokinesis. And then he's like, I mean, I know the flame part I can do, but what is psychokinesis and telepathy? My bad. And then she explains telepathy is like telekinesis. And then Deku's like, wait, does it can pull small objects close to me? That's like my rose quirk. And he's like, yes, it's like that, except it's in a greater magnitude. You can pull probably a whole bridge, maybe even a whole planet in half, if you could. And then Deku's all like, whoa. And then he was like, but what's telepathy? And then the Force is like, telepathy is, it's like you can read other people's thoughts or hear other people's thoughts. So that means like you can, it's like empathy, but it's like you know them, like you can tell, like you just look at them, and you get like all their information sent to your brain. That means you can know what they're thinking. Either you can, it's like you can read their minds and stuff like that. You can hear what they're thinking. Like you don't have to read them. You can just hear what they're thinking. So when you heard people talking around you while the heroes were doing this, that was one of the other abilities that you have. And I saw you were lifting up cars and throwing lampposts at a sludge villain. That was another one, which was the psychokinesis, the telekinesis, what I was talking about. You could have done much better feats than those, but for now, I can't grant you my full power. I'm giving you some of it. So, yeah. But that All Might guy, that quirk he said one for all. Like they talked about the Phoenix Force that night and a little bit about one for all and what the Phoenix Force got a little bit about. He's like, he kind of warns him, like, look, you're putting yourself into a war that All Might has been in for a long time. You know the scar that he has on his chest? He's like, wait, he has a scar? Oh, yeah. Like, he's like, yeah, I've noticed there's a scar on it. He showed me the scar before the whole sludge film thing. He's like, oh, well, I thought you didn't notice. And sorry, if you didn't notice, I was cracking my fingers. But yeah, it was like, if you didn't notice, that's what's literally his top limit. Like, he goes more into details. It's a film that he fought that, as he's always fought for his entire life, the villain, all for all. And it's a secret power that you have to unlock first to do it. So I give you my 3 abilities, weaken them. There's one power that you have to wait a little longer before you can unlock it and put that with the other 3 abilities. And then Deku was also supposed to have 4 abilities. Yes, but so now you have 3. You control any heat, telekinesis, it's sort of like mind reading and not hearing, same thing. But yeah, and he's like, alright, and then like brings him the next morning, gets ready to come meet up with the All Might. All Might, he's there, he's all like saluting and stuff, he's saluting and stuff. And then Deku like always like, okay, put your head down, you don't gotta do that. Pretend I'm like your personal trainer and not All Might. Like you know All Might, but pretend I'm like your personal trainer, please. Like it makes it easier on me and for you too. And he's like, alright, sir. And then he's like, and they say, call me Toshinori Sensei. Just call me that. And he's like, Toshinori Sensei. Alright. And then like, so what we're gonna do today? Then like they're gonna say I'm gonna cut it down to they need to do that for 8 whole months. That gives Deku 9 months. That gives Deku a month to like study all that. But since the Phoenix Force he can read other people's minds, that means he gets smarter as he goes. So like reads a book one time, remembers it all. And then like after like Deku, he gets over for all the 9 months, so he does half the month to train one for all, get a hang of it a little bit. He gets a little bit of hang of it. He starts kind of learning how to output it all different parts of the body, like spread it out. And then the Phoenix Force gives a couple of tips on how you could do that, so that it can also help the Phoenix Force go throughout his body too, not just overall, but the Phoenix Force. So it goes all throughout his body. And then, so that gets ready for the UA entrance exam, and I'm gonna have to stop it here. So get ready for part 2 when Deku gets ready for the UA entrance exam, and I'll see you guys in the next video.